Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series.
Hey guys, it's Adam here. So I've got yet another unboxing for you guys. And this one has a story, as they always do, because I have, for some reason, always something to say about these kinds of things. So if you don't want to hear my story, if you just want to see me unwrap this, then just by all means go ahead and skip to the time. However, there's a bonus unboxing. Yeah, this is not anything included in the title of the video, so this is a true surprise to everyone. But this one is not a surprise because you already saw the title of the video, you saw the intro, etc., so you know what this is. But again, skip to the time if you just want to see that. If you want to hear my story, well, sit tight. So, not too long ago, I did a video where I unboxed this. This is a Dreamcast bag made by a company called Insert Coin. Now, they're a British company, and they apparently get to make officially licensed Sega merchandise, which is pretty neat because not too many people get to do that. At least they don't make good stuff, and these guys do. So kudos to them. But you guys, you guys who saw my video, you know that for that video I talked about Shenmue for like 20 minutes because that's always what I do, and then I actually opened it and the order was wrong. Now the bag was right, but I had also ordered a Shenmue shirt, which is in here. But what they had given me was a Shenmue hoodie, which is a great product, and I'm really glad that Insert Coin gets to make officially licensed Shenmue merch, because that's just awesome that someone is getting to do that. But I already own the hoodie. So I was like, well, I ordered the shirt, I didn't order the hoodie, even though, of course, I like the hoodie. But, you know, I went ahead and I contacted Insert Coin because I was like, I gotta resolve this because I want the shirt, you know. And then for no reason, by the way, they also gave me a Hitman Absolution tie. I did not order this, but very neat to have nonetheless. But anyway, like I said, I contacted Insert Coin, and they were like, oh, wow, we're really sorry. We're sorry about that. So they sent out the shirt right away, and here it is. No hassle. They just sent it right out. So that was really cool of them. And yeah, so they make good quality merchandise, and if you want to support Shenmue, that's one way to do it. You know, support any little bit of Shenmue merchandise that comes out, like the shirt, the hoodie. First 4 Figures is about to launch a Ryo Hazuki Shenmue statue, which I can't even wait until that thing's out. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, support Shenmue merch when it comes out. We don't get much of it. Support it, and then maybe Sega will actually kind of hear us on this one. Because Sega's actually been getting a little bit better about things like this. They've surprised me recently. For those who might recall, last December, Sega went on a tirade on YouTube and took down a bunch of Shining Force videos, and everybody was like, "What are you doing? Why are you doing that?" Sega, within not too long ago, within a few days, the past few days, has actually come out and apologized. They've come out and apologized for that and said that that was basically Sega of Japan acting alone. Or at least that's my interpretation of their message, because they said anyone who lives in North America or Europe, don't worry, that won't happen to you. You guys are basically immune. Sega won't do that to us Americans, Canadians, you know, all the French, British, Germans, and obviously all the rest of Europe. There's a lot of countries in Europe. You guys, we're all safe. Sorry, Australia. I assume you're included in that, but they didn't mention you. But I think what it basically means is the Japanese specifically Sega of Japan may still target Japanese people for videos. I don't know what the deal is with that, but the point is, yeah, there was just some bad internal communication at Sega, which is a proud Sega tradition, by the way. But yeah, so at least from now, we don't have to worry about that anymore. Sega apologized, and we can all make all the Sega-related videos we want, which is awesome, because eventually, I have no street date for this, but eventually I'm going to be doing game reviews on the Dreamcast at some point. And now I have no fear about it, because I know Sega won't attack me on it, so that's good. Now, what would an unboxing from me be if I didn't talk about Shenmue for a few minutes? So I have at least one big thing to say about Shenmue that I should have mentioned in the Shenmue rant, the Shenmue 3 rant. I should have mentioned in that unboxing video that I, again, talked about Shenmue for 20 minutes. I should have mentioned this. So I'll do it now. Got Shenmue 2 for the Dreamcast here, Shenmue 1 for the Dreamcast. These are, of course, the European copies. Now, I've expressed at length how important I think it is to play this on the Dreamcast, not the Xbox. I do not endorse the Xbox version of Shenmue 2. This should never have happened, and if it had to happen, which apparently it did because Peter Moore is a douchebag. Peter Moore, if you're watching, and I know you're not, fuck you. But, yeah, anyway, this version should never have happened, and if it had to, it should have also included Shenmue 1, because just including that movie was a really bad idea. My problem with it is that it really says that Sega themselves didn't understand the game. I mean, Yu Suzuki made it. You have to remember this, guys, of course. Yu Suzuki is a person, you know, he's just a guy, and he's an artist, and he came up with this incredible concept, this incredible series that was supposed to be 7 parts, and would have all sorts of great features that really have never been recreated. Kind of like, the closest thing we have to this now is kind of like Mass Effect. Mass Effect has the ability, you know, it's a 3-part series, and, you know, you can make little decisions in like the first or second game, it affects the third game, and so on. But Shenmue is going to do that on a whole different level, and of course, you know, nearly a decade beforehand. So, Shenmue 1 allows you to transfer your save over to Shenmue 2, provided you have the Dreamcast versions, okay? And there are little ripples of things that we already know, which I've mentioned before, like in Shenmue 1, if you defeat Chai, the second game, the combat situation becomes easier. If you, depending on which picture you select of Nozomi, you know, you'll have that picture available to you in the second game. All the capsule toys you pick up, all the money you acquire, your calendar, things like that. As well as, actually, this one I totally forgot about. In Shenmue 1, you can find a picture of your dad, and if you transfer it, it'll be in the second game. But if you don't find it in the first game, it won't appear in the second game if you've transferred it. By default, if you don't transfer your save, it appears there, but, you know, that's not your journey. I guess is my problem with starting off Shenmue 2 without transferring your save. It's not your journey, you know, it's just whatever the game programmers thought the default journey should be. And that's really shitty to me, which is another reason I really hate the Xbox version. But anyway, my point is, the whole thing was set up to be a big, massive, 7-part experience, and I have never... There are no 2 Shenmue playthroughs that are alike. You know, it's like a snowflake. No 2 are ever the same. And you're thinking, that seems really unlikely, but there are multiple ways to play that game. It's a game that's weird because the longer it takes you, actually, the better it is, the more fun it is, and the more unique it is. Every time, I've beaten that game like 40 times, and that's not even an exaggeration. And every time I play it, I'm like, wow, I discovered something new. It always changes. Something is always different. And even if it's just something as subtle as like the weather system is different, something is always different to everyone. No 2 playthroughs are ever the same. It's always a completely unique experience, and yet familiar and similar, and we understand it, and we relate to it, and we love it. And so, I love Shenmue, man. I mean, that's no secret. I've said that for a long time, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, I don't think Sega ever understood that. Yu Suzuki understood that. But Sega is just a conglomeration of people who work at a company called Sega. Douchebags like Peter Moore didn't understand that game, because they were like, oh, it's just a sequel, just throw the sequel on the next system. Yay, I'm a douchebag. Now I'm going to go join Microsoft, and then I'm going to join EA. I'm a douchebag. I'm Peter Moore. Sorry, I really hate that guy. But I think if he had understood that game, he would never have done that. I mean, maybe he would, because that guy specifically is a piece of shit. But anybody who understands those games would tell you that that's a terrible idea, because Shenmue 1 and 2, at least what we know about them now, is that there are certain things that are supposed to only happen in one game that are, you know, that are mandatory to occur in that game so that they can transfer to the second. The most predominant example that I can't believe I forgot about, but I'll mention it now, is in Shenmue 1. You can train, okay? So, like, Ryo can go into, like, a parking lot and he can work on his fighting skills, and, you know, his kicking and punching will be better, his throwing skills, and all of his moves and everything. He can enhance. You can enhance him there. And Shenmue 2 doesn't have that feature anywhere. You can't enhance him. So, in Shenmue 1, if you enhance him and transfer your save, he just is as good as you made him in the first game. Whereas if you start off with the default, he's not that good. And that's kind of significant. I mean, really, like, the ability to level up your character can only happen in the first game, which means it's not possible to make him as good as he should be in the crappy-ass Xbox version. So, what I really want you to take away from this is, if you're going to play Shenmue, and of course everyone should, because it's the best game ever, and I say that with total confidence. I know not everyone will agree, but you'd be wrong, because it is just a masterpiece. It's the best game ever. And, you know, granted, technically it's an opinion, but no, it's the best game ever. If you can't play it the way it was intended, then there's, I don't know, it loses so much if you don't transfer your save over. So I'm just saying, I know it's expensive, I know it sucks to try and get a copy of Shenmue 2 on the Dreamcast, but if you're gonna play the game, do it right. Don't spoil it for yourself. The way I equate it to, if you're gonna play Shenmue, the way I think of it is like, it's like when you're gonna lose your virginity. You don't want to lose your virginity to a fat hooker. Sure, it's cheap, it's easy, and it's quick. But is that worth it? You're gonna remember that. It's gonna sully the experience forever. And you're like, wow, that was my first time playing that. Ugh. This is the girl you seduce. Okay, this is what's worth your time. If my girlfriend's watching, I apologize for how tawdry that came out. But anyway, so that's all I'm saying, guys. If you're going to play Shenmue, play it right. Now, I apologize for all that. That really got kind of weird. It's an awkward journey for all of us. But let's move all this aside, and let's go ahead and do the unboxing finally. Unwrapping, really, because that's what it is. Yeah, okay. We're going to do the unwrapping. We're going to do the unboxing here. So I don't have the scissors. Usually I leave them right next to me, which I don't end up having. So hopefully I can rip right through this. And I can. There we go. And that is the shirt. It says insert coin. And it's a very nice looking shirt. And I want to make sure there's nothing else in here. Nope, just the shirt. I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the wrapping. Now, here's the thing, guys. I got this shirt just to support Shenmue, okay? That's my primary reason for getting this. Also because, like I said, there isn't a whole lot of Shenmue merchandise that comes out these days, so it's really nice to get something new. I probably actually won't wear it, though, because I want to just add it to my Shenmue collection, and this is certainly a nice piece to add. So the front has, you know, the tiger pattern, which is really, really neat. And the back, it doesn't have anything on it, but it's a really nice looking shirt. It seems very high quality, and I'm very glad that we got this. And of course, it says Shenmue on the tag there, copyright Sega. This is, well, I'll try to, hopefully, that'll probably be a little bit out of focus. I apologize, but yeah, this is completely legitimate merchandise. And I want to say, I doubt they're watching, but I doubt they even know that I make videos, but if anybody at Insert Coin is watching, I want to thank you for how easily this process was to get this situation fixed. So I can't fold a shirt. I'll deal with that later. And now, as I promised you before, a mystery unboxing. Okay? Now this is actually something that arrived the same day. It's something I bought. It has absolutely nothing to do with any of this Insert Coin stuff. It's just a cool thing I decided to pick up. And it is actually Shenmue related. Because, well, let's just go ahead, rip that open like that. It is a Shenmue guidebook. I believe this came with one of the official Japanese Dreamcast magazines at some point. I don't really know. It's just a guide for Shenmue 1. It's obviously in Japanese. I can't read a word of it. And I don't need a guide for that game. But it's just, wow, it's cool. There's like little things. What is this? Ooh, cool. Little, I don't know what this is, like some kind of spine thing. I don't know, just part of the book. But anyway, I just wanted to get this because it's some Shenmue merchandise I actually didn't have. There's a lot of guidebooks out there for Shenmue. Most of them are Japanese, and I only have a few of them. So this one was actually, I found it for cheap, so I decided to go for it. And it'll go great with the collection, much like the shirt will. So that's it for the unboxing / continued rant about Shenmue. And yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And go ahead and go to Insert Coin and support Shenmue. Please go and support Shenmue, because then maybe Sega will actually raise an eyebrow and get Shenmue 3 started. I doubt it, but maybe.